lot of times when I'm working with the teams, they get very interested in like the psychology of things.
Yeah.
And one of the things I always bring out to them is like being aware. You know, like there's a process that we're teaching you. There's questions that we're having you ask, but most guys don't realize like why they're doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, what do you do to get them to understand the fulfillment?
Well, we've got
of the
to understand why we're there first. First of all, we're there to help people buy a system, to help people spend a ton of money that they weren't expecting to help people become comfortable doing business with these folks. And so the psychology of sales, in my opinion, is we've got to help people relax. We've got to get them to like and trust us so that they can feel good about doing business with us. We're going to ask them to spend a ton of money today. And so, you know, they've got to feel good about doing that. And then afterwards, come back and go, you know what, this was the greatest decision we ever made.
Thank you, yeah. And I see that a lot going on, and I'm sure you do too right now with all these tariffs and all these changes in the climate, you know, right now. And I get guys that are like almost terrified of the thought of prices going up.
Well, and
you know,
they're already afraid that their prices are too high. They just feel that because they're afraid of spending that kind of money themselves.
Right. Yeah, and I think it becomes like a mental block for them, you know? So it's like they're afraid to, you know, oh, it's going to be $3,000 more now, you know?
Right.
And so it's like, I can't ask that of the homeowner.
But isn't it funny though? They're already asking the homeowner to spend $10,000 more than they ever thought they would.
Yeah.
Or more.
I know.
And now what's 3,000 more?
Yeah, I was just talking to a guy today, you know, and I was like, you know, if they were going to spend $20,000, they're the same people that are going to spend $25,000.
Right.
You know, and if they weren't going to spend $20,000, they're not going to spend $15,000.
Right. That's
so
true.
It's like, let's get out of our head of what we think people are going to spend or not spend, you know. And sometimes I think it just takes an experience with a guy, you know, where someone buys at that high level and they didn't think they were going to, you know.
But the beautiful thing is when they start selling at that level, and then they go, I can do this all day long. And then they start doing it all day long.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up because I just, a couple weeks ago, I'm on one of my one-on-ones, they were selling generators because they had a big storm in the area, you know? Whole home generators.
Yep, good time to start.
Yeah, and he was just like, the prices of these things are crazy right now. Like, there's no way someone's going to spend $20,000, $25,000 for this.
Well, their
generator.
psychology is they can go to Home Depot and get one for a couple $1,000.
That's exactly what he said. And so then I meet with him 2 weeks later, and I was like, well, how'd your week go? He's like, it went great. And I was like, well, what made it great? And he was like, well, I sold 3 generators. I said, for how much?
And I thought he told you he wasn't going
No,
to.
he wasn't. So, you know, and it was amazing to see the change in his demeanor.
Right.
And I even pointed it out. I said, hey, look, you something's going on with you. You've changed.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, I feel it. You know, and so it's awesome when you get that light bulb moment. You know?
And it passes down through his people.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Everybody starts to have a little different attitude, a little different hope that, yeah, you know, maybe we can do this.
Yeah.
Let's try it again. Let's try it again. Let's try it again.
Well, and the thing that kind of culminated that conversation when we started working in the beginning of the year, which was about 4 months ago.
Yeah.
You know, looking at what his numbers were and the amount of leads he was running, you know, his goal was like 2 million, right? And we looked at it and we said, that's not possible with what you're doing right now. You know, like your close rate and your average ticket, it's just not physically possible with the amount of leads you're getting. Well, now we step forward 4 months and we start looking at his numbers and he's over $500,000 for the first, you know,
less than 6 months.
Yeah. And so
first quarter.
Then we started doing the math and it was like, dude, here's all you need to do a day. And he's like, I could do that.
Yeah.
I said, so let's put that 2 million back on the board. You
Right.
know? And so he's totally engaged and motivated. It's pretty,
well, and you know, I like
awesome.
that you focus on the day. You know, we run a business every day.
Yeah.
And you got to look at what do I have to do today to reach that $2 million mark. That's awesome.
No, it was pretty cool stuff. But yeah, the awareness is like the thing I'm always bringing to the table, especially with the technicians. You know, they're just pretty tunnel vision.
Right.
You know, let's get to the issue and fix it and move on. and in reality, they're not really helping the homeowner. You know?
Well, when we can tell them, share with them, or get them to understand, however that happens, your job is not to go in there and fix equipment. Your job is to go in there and offer solutions.
Right.
And it can be fixing equipment, it can be replacing equipment, it can be, in some cases, just tweaking something, but also then looking at other things that they could do to help those people, because they don't have a service technician in their home but once every 5 years or so. So, you know, don't leave them in a situation where they don't have clean air, or they don't have, a way to save money because we just went in there and did one thing and left.
Right.
You know, what's your attitude when you go in there? Is it to really help people, or is it just to get the job done and move on?
Well, that's what I always tell people, you know, like I use the doctor as an example. Like, let's say you hurt your shoulder,
Yeah.
you know, and you're going in there for that, and then he takes your blood pressure and it's through the roof, but, you know, you're there for your shoulder. Like,
Right.
he didn't tell you about the blood pressure.
Right.
And then you have a heart attack the next week, you know,
Yep.
and it's just like, that's kind of what the techs need to kind of understand. It's like, you got to look at the whole thing, you know, moving forward.
Yeah,
So.
I agree.